What's up, guys? You are on the air and off the books with Bethann and Samantha, and today we are going to be talking about Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. I would consider this a young adult fantasy action fantasy book.
It's definitely 100,000% fantasy.
Yes. So first off, if you are like going into this expecting romance and, like enemies to lovers type deal, that is not happening. It's not happening in here.
Because I know lately, because I've gotten trapped by this a lot because I enjoy some fantasy, but lately fantasy is these other like worlds, but it's all about this like love story that's happening.
Yeah.
Or it's like risky business all the way through the entire book or whatever. Like ACOTAR, for instance. I feel like that's a huge trap because, like, yeah, there's fighting and there's, like, this world building and there's all this other stuff, but it's really...
It's pretty graphic.
It is. And I feel like that's the thing right now.
Yeah.
Is that kind of fantasy story happening, but this is not that. This is, like, Brandon Sanderson, Robert Jordan, Terry Pratchett, like, what else? Like, this is... straight world-building fantasy, etc. It's not as like crazy as Tolkien, but it's pretty heavy. So don't go into it expecting, like you were saying, some lovey-dovey, mushy-gushy. This is just pure fantasy.
Yeah. If you want that, probably go read ACOTAR or A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Anything else right now that says fantasy probably like smacks of weird romance.
Kingdom of the Wicked. That's a good one. All right. So Bethann is going to read the little summary of the book for you guys. So take it away, Bethann.
A strange darkness grows in Allward. Even Corayne and an-Amarat can feel it. See, okay, hold on. Let me just pause right here.
Pause.
I am going to have trouble reading these names because that's the way that fantasy goes for me. So, all right. She can feel it tucked away in her small town at the edge of the sea. She soon discovers the truth. She is the last of an ancient lineage and the last hope to save the world from all destruction. But she won't be alone. Even as darkness falls, she is joined by a band of unlikely companions. A squire forced to choose between home and honor, an immortal avenging a broken promise, an assassin exiled and bloodthirsty, an ancient sorceress whose riddles hide an eerie foresight, a forger with a secret past, a bounty hunter with a score to settle. Together they stand against a vicious opponent, invincible and determined to burn all kingdoms to ash, and an army unlike anything the realm has ever witnessed. So, if you like D&D, I'm sure this would be right up your alley.
I think the description sounds really, really good. And I am going to... So we haven't read the book all the way through, so we're not going to spoil it or anything for you. But we started it a couple weeks ago, and
it's a very lengthy book. It's about almost 500 pages, I think. If not actually being like 576 or something. I can actually tell you right now.
Yeah, and this does have like 6 main characters, so
yes,
if you are dead set on like one main character and you get very like confused easily switching between characters, maybe this isn't the book for you, but you should also give it a try because maybe you'll like it.
Yes, it's got really amazing fight scenes in it.
Yes.
There's a little bit of undead, zombies, if you will. I would think we would more or less call them undead than zombies.
Yeah, when you think zombies, you think of like
The Walking Dead. And it's not quite like that, but it's like gripping enough. And
I picture like a bone army.
Kinda, yeah. But with a little bit of like flesh.
Yeah.
That's not so rotten, essentially. But the action is amazing. If you really love action, this is for you as well. I'm listening to it, and Samantha is reading it. So I would recommend, if you can read it, I would recommend picking it up and actually reading it so that you can go back and reprocess things, so that you can see like title pages and like chapter headings and stuff like that. Because I got lost relatively quickly listening to it. And that's not I know we're saying that, but it's not a bad thing that I'm lost a little bit. It's just, I think I need to slow down with the book. It's one of those books that you have to, like, sit down, process, and enjoy, because you're like, walking into this other world that has to have these elements given to you because you don't know the systems, you don't know the way it works, the government or anything like that. So you have to sit down and really like chew up all the information. I mean, I obviously really like it, but I think you wish it did have a little more romance, like just to add a little extra dimension to it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna finish it though, just to see if I super enjoy it. I think my only complaint right now is that there are just so many characters, like in the first like 25 pages, that you're just like, oh my gosh.
But that is like stereotypical too, I feel like, fantasy. That you are introduced with this whole bands of people.
Yeah.
Because it's not an epic, it's like a... It's not really like a saga either, which I just really learned what that was the other day. What could we characterize it as? I don't know.
I don't
like
know.
This... I'm not sure. That stumps me. I'll get back to you.
We'll catch up with that on our next episode.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be extremely good. So essentially what's happening, which it's the prologue, so you're not going to be spoiled or anything like that, because it's literally the first thing you're thrown into. And I think that's a little jarring, but if you go into it knowing that it's like a little bit of a flashback when you go into the prologue, to see where all of the trouble started. And so it's about these spindles, which are these little cracks in like the layer of the dimension of the world that open up to other portals in other worlds. And I think the problem is that some people have the ability to like affect these cracks in the world.
Yeah.
And so what needs to happen is all of them need to stay closed, or like everything's going to be destroyed, essentially, or like the place that they
like
know.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Kinda, actually. That's actually a good comparison. And I guess the whole point is that they had to find this one specific person who is the main character to be able to help keep these things closed and save all of humanity, or their particular world as they know it. It honestly could be an adult book, but I think just because the characters are young, that's why it's a young adult book.
Yeah.
But I think she did a fantastic job, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's super popular right now.
Yeah, it is. And she also, Victoria Aveyard, also wrote the Red Queen series, which is really, really popular.
That's also romance, right?
Yeah, I think that is romance. But it's not, like...
As saucy?
No, it is not super saucy, and it's not, like... I know... There's like a lot of dark romance, like that's really popular right now.
Yeah.
And she does not write about dark romance.
Gotcha.
So
I know, but she, for some reason, she has like hit it out of the park with this.
Yeah.
And that's what's so surprising to me, because it is such a deep dive into fantasy that I'm really shocked that people are actually like falling over themselves to get this book and the second one that has just recently released.
Blade Breaker.
Yes. And so that's what's so confusing for us, is like what we want to see, what the like appeal is at the end of it, because something has like affected people.
I think it's honestly TikTok making like all these book talk reviewers on TikTok.
Yeah.
They're just like making all of these authors' books like really.
They're extremely influential right now.
Yeah, like they're essentially funding these authors right now.
Well, that's very true, because if you get featured in somebody who's very popular and they say that they love your book,
now everybody's buying it.
Then, yeah, everybody's rushing to the store because they can trust that person that they follow, essentially.
Yeah. And it's even like showing, like at our library, you can barely find Colleen Hoover's books. You can barely find Sarah J. Maas or any of those popular TikTok books. They're usually all checked out.
And I get glimpses of TikTok through like Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, and even then on like all the book talk videos and stuff like that, those are like the main things that come up. Like, they are the most popular things right now. But still, even then, like just one fantasy person just blew this out of the water, because I feel like new fantasy is so hard to come by unless it's just Brandon Sanderson, which he's like a legend in and of himself. But I feel like she just, like, kind of walked in and was just like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
to the side.
Like,
coming
step
through.
aside. Like, and it's a good alternative, especially if you have somebody young who I think it would also be a good book for a boy
Yeah.
who really isn't into romance, who doesn't really want that, but likes a lot of fighting, a lot of action, and things like that. Or even a girl who's just like, like me, who's just like, I could do without all of that, but I really love a good fight scene. I think that would really, really appeal, especially like being lost in the world. So I think we are going to highly recommend it. I think we're going to rate it highly.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's like a 4 for me because I'm still trying to piece some things together. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go to the wiki and like help myself a little bit throughout.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
But I think that's just old age and not the fault of the book.
Wiki can be dangerous because I definitely spoiled
a couple things.
Yeah, I spoiled I read Jennifer Armentrout's From Blood and Ash. And I'm like, I'm going to Google the characters. Turns out one of the characters that's in the entire first book is secretly, like, the Dark Prince of the Underworld. And I'm like, crap. That sucks.
You're spoiled, so.
Yeah, I did that with Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass, too. Shout out to me.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I'd be so upset.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I do it to myself. And then I'm really bad about looking, like, who people, like, are going to end up with. Yeah. Or, like, if they die.
I think the only time that I really do that is when the book is, like, taking way too long to get to a point, and I'm just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like, you're dragging this on and on and on, and, like, I have to just know.
Yeah.
Or if the book is really bad and I just want to see how it ends, I'll look it up.
I think that this book would be comparable to Throne of Glass because it's mostly action, like, mostly all action.
Just without any of the...
Yeah. I mean, because so far in Throne of Glass, I'm on, like, book 3, and we've got, like, maybe, like, a little sprinkle of romance.
Yeah, it's just, like, a weird little, like, I like you triangle throughout that.
And I do think there's, like, a tiny tidbit of romance in this book, but it's not anything, like, graphically, like, cringy.
Yeah, I think they said something about, like, the villains having a romance or something like that in this book, which I feel like doesn't really count. Yeah. Because it's, like, nothing you're going to root for, really, I don't think. Unless people really like to root for that. But
we could be wrong, though. There could be, like, some, like...
Everything that I've
There could be romance, but, like, people have such high expectations, and they're like, we want, like, graphically dark romance, and enemies, like, lovers, bully romance.
Like, in the middle of it, we need the main character, like, have this thing with their companions or something, but that's not happening. From what I'm reading in, like, reviews and things like that, from us researching the book, that's the problem that people have with it, is that there's not enough romance, and there's not enough that needs that extra depth. But I feel like if she would have done that too, either for one, she'd have written the best book in all of eternity, and then it would have been too perfect, and then, or it would have ruined it and had been too much. Yeah. It's already almost 600 pages.
And I think it would have been too much like her Red Queen series, and I don't think that she wanted that. I think she wanted something
that was different. Yeah.
So.
And, in Realmbreaker, it's possible that as the story progresses and you grow with these characters, that there's something that blossoms there.
Yeah.
But, man, 576 pages to get to, you're really growing with these people.
Maybe it's like a really slow burn.
The slowest burn of all time. Like, in
at
page
the end,
300, they glance at each other.
They brush fingertips. There's a spark.
And that's it.
The end.
Scene.
Yes. And then you're just like,
you have to go 800 more pages in to see them, like, lock eyes, and then, like...
The final book, they kiss each other's, like, cheeks or something. I don't know.
He leans down and kisses her forehead. I like you. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. No, that would be so funny, though.
Dude, people would be so mad.
I think I would be mad, honestly. I think, like, if you're gonna have it like that, don't have it at all. You're just gonna, like, make me,
that would be
like,
really sweet.
Bang my head on the wall or something.
Oh, I just got done reading something kind of like that. That was really sweet. And I enjoyed it. It was all right.
I do like slow burn, but there's got to be, like the I want you factor in there.
Ugh.
Not like the I want you, but like the I need you.
Oh, like that.
Heart tearing apart.
Like, if I'm not next to you, and if I can't call you on the phone or talk to you about this thing that I just thought because I just want to speak to you because Your existence completes me. God.
Yes.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Truth.
'Cause
Also,
it's not realistic. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Maybe that's why people like it, though. Is that it's not realistic expectations of what love is.
Also, we're going to give a shout out to one of our listeners who suggested a book called The Whisper Man.
Oh, yes, that's right. Good call.
And yes, so thank you for emailing us your suggestion. We are going to be reading that for, I think, early 2023.
Okay.
Which
yeah.
seems like we're really far, it seems really far away, but it'll be there for us
We're
before
sorry.
you know it.
Yeah, we're sorry that it's so far out, but we have to schedule things so far in advance. And maybe if we read it faster than that, we can flip-flop some things around.
Right.
But I know we have everything planned out for the next newsletter that's coming out, which covers all the way through November.
Yes.
So, it doesn't give us a lot to go, to have a lot of room to go with, but we will be reading it.
Yes.
We've already looked at it. I think I've already tried to figure out how to purchase it for myself.
Yes.
So,
yep. And I think that we've actually looked at this book a couple times because I remember the cover. Like,
is this a horror?
I think it's like a thriller horror type
Okay.
book. I could be wrong. That's what it sounds like.
It's got good reviews.
It could be like a crime though.
I don't know. For some reason I thought it was a horror, but maybe I'm mixing it up with something else.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah. We love stuff like that.
We do. So thank you for the suggestion. We will be reviewing it.
Yes. And you guys need to join us next time. We are going to be doing a book that our husbands have picked out for us.
Oh, yeah.
Scary times.
Oh, no.
We aren't going to be revealing what we're going to be reading.
Oh,
though,
we're
in this
not? Okay,
podcast.
never mind. My bad.
We will next time, though.
Okay.
Mostly because I don't know what I'm reading yet.
Oh, he told her, but she forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. And he forgot too, so now he's got to tell me
He's got to
book.
repick.
Yeah, he's got to repick.
I remember you telling me in some group chat somewhere, but we have so many group chats that I can't
That would
dig
be
through
like
everything.
hours of scrolling.
Yes,
It's
hours
fine.
and hours.
So yes, we will see you guys next. Well, we won't see you.
We'll see you in
You
theory.
will hear us next time. Next week. No, not next week. Next month. Next week? Next month. Sometime in the near
Listen,
future.
you're going to hear about us either way. We're going to be there. All
Listen,
right?
we don't know when they come out. We just
Ben is the
record them.
evil mastermind behind all of the thises and the that's. So
Yes.
shout out to Ben for being the real MVP.
Shout out to Ben. Shout
all
out
right.
to everybody for listening to us because you guys are
The best ever.
thebomb.com.
Yeah, we love you guys. Even though we
All
can't
right.
see you.
So we hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
And a great summer whenever this
Yeah.
comes out. Hopefully it was good.
Hopefully
it is
makes you
good.
pick it up and turn the page.
Oh gosh, yeah.
See,
Look for more of those.
Swoop
Like
in.
sneak that in.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.